like we're live. Wait for some people to pop in. Seems like it always takes a few minutes. Try to do some stamping today. I got this new German red pitch bowl. So we're gonna try that out. You heat it up and then you can put your pores in there and then stamp it for things that aren't necessarily flat. JK, what's going on? Appreciate you, brother. See, I want to try to use the bowl today, see what happens. This is a learning experience. So, got a couple pieces I was thinking about stamping, possibly turning. I want to stamp where that sprue was on this one. And then this, I'm probably not going to do anything with, so I'm going to do some practicing with this piece. And just see what happens. It'd be nice to know that I could do smaller, like thin stuff like this in it. But I think it'll still bend. Unless I put it in here and then tape it down, I'm not sure. I really haven't watched a bunch of videos on this. And to be honest, there's really not that many videos out about this kind of stuff. The woman I was watching, she did hers like 7 years ago. So, this could be a shit show. Charles Latre, what's going on? Kevin, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Carol, hello everyone. Maybe I should plug this phone in. I purposefully went around and got like 2 extension cords so that I would have one for the computer so I could read the comments, one for the hair dryer so I can heat this up, and then one's going over for the phone. You know, for having a country kitchen, you would think that there would be more plugs. I think there is a plug on the other side, but of course there's something in front of it. It's like a big hutch, I guess is what people call them. It was my grandmother's. So yeah, that's kind of blocking everything now. I'm not pulling that out. But how's everybody doing today? Muscle Shell, what's going on? Big Silver Boy, and what's up? Got a few pieces I'm gonna stamp. I want to try to use this and see what happens. I think with this you can actually get it all the way down in there and then have it come over so that it can't bend. But I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Because I would love to stamp this, but it's so thin, you know. Even little pieces like this, even this kind of will bend a little bit. You can see it. This one kind of bent when I stamped a 3/9 fine on it. You really can't tell, but I got a couple copper pieces too, so I might stamp a few copper pieces to kind of get in the groove of it. I've been really shaky the past like 2 weeks, really. And I don't know what's up with that. But I do know you got to heat this up, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to get hard again. So maybe we should do something with this now. Like I said, this one I'm probably going to melt back down, so this would be a good one to practice on. This one I definitely need to stamp. And then the crab too. And then this $sign. It's got some natural toning to it. I put this in the ultrasonic cleaner. And it's just, you know, the one I got is 35 watts. And I just ordered a new one that is 300 watts. And instead of the one I have that goes for 90 seconds, I have one that's going to go 90 minutes. So I'll really be able to get like any kind of impurities. Because whenever you pour something, what happens is the crucible or even the cup, borax, you know, that stuff will kind of be on top when it solidifies. And if you don't clean it off, then it'll test like 989 instead of 999. I just learned that, so I ordered one of those ultrasonic cleaners, the good one, industrial kind of thing. So everything will be good. So how's everybody's Easter? Anybody do anything fun? I got to show y'all something too. I picked up at the dollar store. I know Spokane's gonna love this. It's a lollipop. And I was like, man, it's got a built-in sprue and everything. It's like a hard candy. I think if I put a bunch of baby powder all over it, it shouldn't stick. It's really not sticky, but I don't know, this would probably be 3.5 ounces. The only thing is you can see right here on the bottom where it's got a little bit of an indent, and then there's a little bit of a bump up there. So I might go back and try to find, because they had a bunch of them and they were only $1. So I might try to get another one, but I think that'll be a cool piece. Like I said, I know Spokane will be into that. And by the way, anybody that's in here, if you like anything poured, like what are you into? What's the piece that if you saw it in silver, you would be like, I need that? Kevin's in Florida. Lakeland? That's cool. I went to Florida once. I went to Disneyland, or Disney World. Was it Disney World, I think, is in Florida. Right? Disneyland is in California? I don't know. I went to one of them. And went to all the different parks and everything. Islands of Adventure is freaking amazing. I'd love to go back there. I don't know about Disney though. They're kind of weird. I've heard that a lot of kids have went missing in Disney. I shouldn't have said that. That was something I heard. Speculation, completely speculation. The guitar. I'm gonna do more guitars. For sure. That's kind of, what would you call it? My something piece. Can't think of the word. Signature piece. Like that's gonna be one of those things that I'm always gonna want to pour. I mean, I have like 11 guitars, and I'd like to have one for every kind of guitar that I own. Like I would love to get an Ibanez looking guitar and pour one of those. Ibanez RG. Those are cool. You like the money sign? This was one of my first pieces. You know what I went to AutoZone, and you know how they got that, this is going to need to be run through. It seems like the ultrasonic cleaner kind of made it look weird. I guess it was trying to clean it, and I didn't leave it in long enough, because every 90 seconds you got to keep hitting the button. And I did it like 5 times, because it looked way worse than this. So you clean it off, and then you can run it through the tumbler. But you can see the back. It was a sticker, right? It was a piece of plastic, and it had a sticker on the back so you could stick it onto your car. Why you'd want a little dollar sign on your car is beyond me, but it was one of those things. I got a few pieces like that, actually. The other ones I have are kind of big. One is like a skull with wings, and then one is the Punisher, but they're pretty big, so doing something in silver, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I do need to try to do this one again. That's a thick boy right there. And I love Fenders. You know, that's the only guitar I don't own. And that's because my first guitar was a Fender, and I loved it. But when I got back into guitar, I just bought different stuff. I don't know. I always wanted to get, I love to get a PRS. But they're really expensive. But I did get a Gibson Les Paul. That's probably my most expensive guitar, other than the acoustics I have that are thousands. But anyway, so how was everybody's Easter? Yeah, I wish I could pour. I don't know if you can hear that. It's raining pretty hard outside. I was hoping I would get a lot more done by this Friday. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too. I think it's supposed to rain Thursday as well, so it's kind of screwing me all up. It rained a bunch last week. I was kind of hoping to have more stuff ready for Friday. So yeah, I might as well let you guys know that. I was going to make a video, but it got too late, so I'll probably post a video after this. I am going to go live this Friday and have another auction number 2. And then I'll do auction number 3 the following Friday. because I'm not going to go for like 6 hours like I did last time. I'm just going to have a certain amount of stuff I want to put it up, see what happens. And, last time, whenever things would pass, I kept feeling like I needed to do something else, But yeah, I got a lot of coins. I've been unboxing a few things because there's stuff that I have in those packages that I never really planned on keeping for the deep stack. So I'll be letting go of some of that stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, anyway, a tip before I get there. Like, these are actually stamped. What I was thinking about doing is getting the liver sulfur out and trying to antique or tone just the letters and then clean it back off again. That way the letters will be dark and they'll really pop. But yeah, this is a cool piece. I'm surprised both of these passed. So, I don't know. I might melt them back down. We'll see what happens. But I need some practice with stamping. So, and here's a little tip. If anybody ever stamps, doesn't that look like a fossil? That is so cool. The little round part. It looks like a fossil to me. But anyway, take some tape. This is what I use. I tape the top and I tape the bottom. And then wherever I'm stamping sometimes too, if it's a longer piece, so that I can line it up. Because it's really easy for stamps to get off. Man, I am not a pro at stamping. And that's probably why I'm sitting here talking too much before I do it, because I'm not that great at it. But I was going to get the other stamps too so I could show you. So these are the different sizes I have. And then I have one that's in a blue canister that is like probably out to here. They're huge. I haven't even... of course, you're buying everything off the internet, so you don't know what it looks like until you get it in hand. But I love the C on this. I use this C a lot. When I do the channel rounds, I was using this C. And then everything else, I use the smaller pieces. But, by the way, this is a 3mm, and this is a 6mm, if anybody's wondering. I think they make like 2mm too. And the other one I think is like an 8 or 10mm. They were huge. The Irish Collector, hello. A harp. That heart is in the way. I can't see what... It won't let me grab. I can't see what that one word is before harp, but... A harp? No. I have not tried a harp, but... That would be cool. I like any kind of instrument. I did a saxophone. That was in the early days. It didn't turn out great. And then I have a trumpet. But I don't think I tried the trumpet. And what I did is in the end where they're open, I glued them. I need to use hot glue because I was using a wood glue and the wood glue just ended up falling out. Now I could take the wood glue and glue it back in with like super glue and then it'll never come out. But hot glue works, but the thing is with hot glue, it's kind of hard to sand. You know what I mean? It's hard to get it flat, but you can cut it with a razor. So it's like, either do a lot, cut it straight off with a razor, or use the different glue. The problem is with wood glue, as it dries, it gets smaller, so it always sucks into whatever you're trying to glue, and you usually have to do it a few times. But what I'm doing with the guitars, like this has wood glue on the back of it, because you could see the lines from the 3D print. And so now it's all smooth. I forgot what we were talking about before that. A harp. So yeah, that would be cool. But it would have to be something that I guess would be like a 3D print that would be, or something you could find really. There's consignment shops are really cool places to find little pieces for pouring. That first piece I did, that eagle with it was holding the bicentennial dates. That was cool. I found that at a consignment shop. It was a pin that you would just pin onto your shirt or whatever. And I took the pin part off. But yeah, I'll have to look into a harp. I don't think I've noticed a harp on any of the websites. I just got the 3D printer working again, so I'm going to be getting back into that. But you can see I got a lot of stuff. Like I still need to pour before I even start worrying about different stuff. But that's why I wanted to know, because I can jump things that I think people will be interested in up in front of some of this other stuff. But yeah, like it has to be some kind of harp where it was flat on one side, and then like you're kind of just looking at it like it's flat on the back, and then you're looking at it from this side. Because if it's something that has like strings going through it, obviously, how the hell are you going to pour that? That'd be tough. But I'm sure that there's something out there. But anyway, I want to heat this thing up, and because I know it needs to sit for a minute. Let's heat this thing up and see what it does. I'm curious. This is my first time using this thing. It only needs to be 100 degrees. So you really don't even need a heat gun. You can just use a hairdryer. It's already starting to, see those little lines in it? Can you even see what I'm doing? I'll tell you what, let me get you closer. And you can really see what I'm doing here. See what this looks like up close. This could be a mistake. It's not. It doesn't get too hot. Let's see how now it's kind of malleable. I might need a heat gun for this to go faster. It's getting there. Y'all are probably like, what the hell am I watching? This is gonna take a half an hour. I'm gonna put the football in there first, because I stamped it in the middle, but it's really hard to get anything else on it. Whew, it does get hot. But you can like build it up on one side or another. You have like some kind of wonky piece. You know, you ever seen those cool designs on cups people make? This is what they use. They put it in the cup first and then stick it down in this. I seen a dude using what do you have? I think it was a copper, just like a slab, you know, like a sheet of copper, and then put a bunch of it, like he bent it out a little bit and then put a bunch in it, and he made like a bird skull from it. Definitely going to need to use an ultrasonic cleaner after this. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, it's getting in there. That's really all I need. Now when I stamp it, it's not going to go and get crazy. I could probably do it right now too. It's not even... It doesn't seem like it needs to get that hard. Pretty cool. 7 Stacks, hello. Jack Goldman, what's going on? North Carolina in the house. Yeah, you can use a propane torch, Big Silver Boy, and I've seen people do that before. But I didn't want to like get soot on it, you know what I mean? I'm trying to just keep it as clean as possible. Yeah, but I'm gonna look for a harp that it's all like a solid piece, and then if you're looking at it from one side, you'll see like a pin or something like that somebody would wear. A lot of times, that's how you can find that sort of stuff. So I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, I'm already trying to kind of paranoid about, you know, even just crucible in not imperfections. You know what I'm saying? The dirtiness from a crucible that kind of gets in it a little bit. And what happens is it'll test. You put it on 3/9 fine. If you use a Sigma, there's like a little green spot, right? Instead of it being in the green, it'll be just under the green. But if you were to put it on 925, it's like way on the other side of the green. So you know that it's 3/9, but it will read just out of the green. And I'm too much of a perfectionist to let things go out like that. So I'm going to definitely fix that. You know, I rate 3/9 fine on the COAs, and that's what it is. But I don't want anybody thinking anything. But, you know, at the same time, if you're really worried about that, you probably got bigger issues. You know what I mean? It is a pour, after all. And to be honest, for what I'm selling them for, even if it was 90% silver, I think it'd be worth it. So anyway, it's kind of hard to see with the light. So you really can't even see the 3/9 that's already on it. You know, one thing I should have did is weighed it before I put it in there, because I don't remember what it weighs. I do have a COA for it downstairs, but it should pop right out. Well, dang. It's in there. The laces might be holding it. There we go. It's a foosball. What movie was that? Waterboy? Yeah. Playing that foosball. 3.84. You know what? I need to write that down. I don't have a pen. Somebody type in 3.84 so I don't forget that. Please. Yeah, I might be able to get the big CC on there. Here's another thing. I've been using this little hammer, and I've seen other people just whack it once. Like what I do, usually 6 to 8 times, I'll whack it with this. And once you hit it that first time, it usually makes a groove where it doesn't move. But I also have this. But this thing is like too much. You know what I mean? This is 4 pounds. But then I had this in the shed, and I was like, man, that might be perfect. I might have to just start using this instead to make it, just get that good one whack. So this is kind of a learning experience with that because that's not usually what I do. So we're going to see how good that works. Do you want to try to be in the middle of this as good as I can? This thing does slide around a little more than I would like. Like, see how it kind of, I mean, it's cool because you can, if you need it to be on an angle, you can do something with it, but I think I'd rather it not move. Pretty sure that's how you do it. Freaking cat hair everywhere. That's really good. Went a little bit crooked though, which I'm not a fan of, but what are you gonna do? It's hard to get them perfect. Yeah, that did it. But I think I do like it a little bit better than just one bang. You gotta be careful doing this. You gotta make sure it's right in that groove. Maybe one more. If you go down too far, then you start getting the round part to it. Like on the 3/9 fine part. That looks good. They're both a little bit crooked, but I made them the same, so. Man, I tell you, I've seen some stuff out there where it is all jacked up. Like 45 degrees off kind of thing. Or, you know, like 20 degrees off, something like that. Uh-oh, Big Silver, what'd you say? Face reveal. I did a face reveal in a video when I was thanking everybody for stopping by. That's why I did that video, because that first video when I did my comeback video, I got in front of the camera and said thank you to everybody for showing up for me and all the support, emails, and you know, there's a lot of amazing people out there, so that's what's kept me on this path, you know. So that's why I did that, because I didn't want to be sitting here trying to hide my face. Damn, what did I say this way? Nobody typed it in. I just saw it. So here we have the OZT for ounce Troy. I think Wild Pig Pours was doing TOZ, troy ounce, which makes sense. But everybody that I've ever seen do it is the other way. Maybe he was just trying to be different. Man, what the hell? I can't remember what it was. 384? I'll tell you what, it's not easy to get it out of here. That bad boy really gets in there. Crap. I don't want to scratch it either. This is probably a good tool for that. Good Lord, I'm starting to get a little bit like, man, should I not bought this thing? This is crazy. Holy crapola. I think it was 3.84, but I don't want to make sure. 3.84. I probably don't need to push it down in there like crazy. As long as it's not moving, we should be good anyway. I think I'm just going to do 3.8. You know what I use for the point? I use this screw. And actually, it was a screw, like actual screw, so I grinded it to be more rounded. Not so sharp. When it was really sharp, it was hard to see. So should I do it all together or try to do 3.8? Was it 3.8 or 3.4? See, oh my God. 3.84, that's right. I have a hard time remembering names and numbers. But I can do it like all the way across, or 3.84 and an OZT underneath of that. It's not going to go anywhere. I should be able to get that done. I feel like it'd be better all the way across though, but then you're getting into like it being one side or the other, and I like everything to be in the middle as best as I can. I got the battery this time. So I guess really it's about the same. 3.8 and OZT should be about the same, so if I put the 8 about here, I'm just going to run it backwards. Yeah, I really don't like how this thing moves. Before I get that far, I'm trying to make this as straight as possible. Like if I line it up with this on the top, it should be about there. Kind of nervous it's going to be low though. I knew it. See, that's what happens. really good to line it up. Like I used to space them out too far all the time. And so if you line it, if you get one and you take it where it's kind of hanging over the previous one, it's good enough, but man, you guys can't even see. What the hell? Not perfect. Not perfect. But that's why we're here, to practice. Dang. I'm gonna scratch it. Man, that stuff really gets in there though. Good Lord. But I mean, it's nice. It doesn't like stick to it or anything. There was a little bit that was stuck here, but once I run it through the ultrasonic cleaner, it'll be good. It's not perfect, but it's alright. So that's how it works. Good to know. I don't know though, man. I think for most things, like even with this, I almost want to. Nah, I probably will use it for this because I don't want to mess up anything being crazy. This other piece is rubber though. That is rubber. So it's hard rubber. It has a little bit of give to it. I'll show you what I do with this. Taping it down kind of helps. Like you'd have to really tape it if you didn't want it to bend. It just seems to be a thing that happens. I don't think I like this big hammer. I'm thinking too much about what's happening. I'm not lining everything up as good as I probably could. Actually, I might do it this way because there's more on the bottom there. See, that's it's not quite doing it enough on this big one. Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know. I think I do like the bigger one with the big C's anyway. The smaller ones I could probably get away with that. And it does sit up, so that's kind of good. This bad boy really hangs over. That's pretty good. I think copper is harder to stamp too. Obviously it is. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's why they put copper and gold, because it's a harder metal. It's more dense. That's pretty good though. That looks pretty on point. It's not the deepest thing in the world, but yeah, I think, yeah, man, I might as well use the big hammer. And now for this, first of all, I should have weighed it. But you don't weigh this in troy ounces because it's copper. This is one of my first pieces. Isn't that cool looking? This is probably the first 10 pieces I did in copper. I really haven't done that much in copper. .72. You know what? Let me do something else first. Try to line it up. Try to be as straight as possible. This is way harder too. I forgot how hard this is compared to silver. Definitely glad I grabbed the big one on this. .7. That's probably good. I really don't like to go back and do it again, because then you start doubling. But I wanted the bottom to be a little, that worked out perfect. Get nervous. There's a groove, so you can find the groove, but man, it's really easy to get off. I've had some double dies, if you will. So this we just need a OZ, no T. don't know why I'm so shaky. That's not an illness coming on. I pray every day to have health for me and my family. It's an everyday prayer. Morning, noon, and night. So, hopefully he's got my back. But it's weird, man. For like 2 weeks now, I've been shaking. Like way more than I ever have. I've always had a steady hand. But like oh, you can't tell. It's not from being live either. Like the first couple of times I went live, it was a little scary, but I remember feeling shaky on that, but kind of used to it now. So there we go. We got the CC on it, 1.7. OT. See, fucked that up. That was supposed to be a Z. Well, I could have swore I looked at that twice too. It was sitting on the wrong side. What are you gonna do? We're gonna stamp it, see what happens. It'll probably look dumb though, but it just might end up being deep. I can get into that T part. I can feel it. Man, that was really dumb. That's why I wanted to practice with this stuff. I'm always thinking too much about people watching. That worked. Can't even see it. That works. Save. Tell you, I felt really dumb for a minute there. Still do, really. That's the only thing about doing stuff live. So yeah, that's a cool little piece. I think I might do this one too. Get a little bit of practice on these copper pieces, and I might do that crab. Man, this stuff is hard. It's always a pain having the hammer in your hand, but then you want to make sure it's lined up when you go to grab it. When I'm stamping it, I'm kind of moving it a little bit. You probably really can't tell, but that was pretty good. It's never going to be perfect. I would love to get like a CNC machine. Heat it up. You talking about this? Yeah, that's probably what I should do. Is just it's not going to hurt the silver by heating it up a little bit. This is definitely a learning process. The thing about this one is there's so many little pieces here that aren't exactly flat. 2.12. I think I'm just going to call it 2. It's copper. It doesn't need to be specific. I think I'm just going to do it right underneath the CC. Make sure you have the O and the Z, dumbass. Where's the Z? That's the T. Alright. And then we need a 2. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? Where is the 2? Did I already pull it out? It's the 1 and a 7. Man. My eyes that bad? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is the 2? There it is. Man. Feels a snake that bit me. The 2. I think what I might do is the O in the middle, a little bit to one side. Try to keep it as centered as possible. That's probably good right there. Damn. Ah! Shit. You know, when you're stamping on a table, I don't know if anybody knows this, but things tend to move. You jackass. In case you haven't noticed, I have no problem making fun of myself. I think if you can't make fun of yourself, you might have issues. Oh yeah. He's getting better. He can do it. I think that looks good. And I might tone it to get a darkness out of it. Doesn't look like it bent any. So that's cool. Let's do this heart. I think this is 2 as well. 2.3. It is a little bit higher. Maybe I'll do. I think I need longer tape. Might do the CC on the bottom. Actually, I could probably get away with putting it here. Here's enough room. Shit. She went a little crooked on me. Seems off. Good enough. Booyah! So we need the 2 again. Gwinosaurus, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. I heart you. Yeah, I did. I did a piece for Valentine's Day that says "I heart you," and then on this side it was my sign, and on this side it was her sign. That was a pretty cool piece. That was on the front though. I don't know if I should worry about a point. What did I say? 2.3. I mean, it's copper. I'm just going to put 2 ounce. They'll just be heavy. Just hit it like a man. He looking like a man. What was that from? You looking like a man. What'd he look like? He looking like a man. Some movie or show. I'm rambling, I know. How many people were here? There's probably like 3 people like watching the shit show. This dude is a little bit crazy. Yeah, copper, you really do gotta hit it hard. Ah. Almost fuck you up. So yeah, I might put these up for like $5 and see what happens on Friday. But you can see, even when it's just a pour like this, there's still a lot of work that goes into it with stamping and everything else. But anyway, that's just a couple pieces I wanted to practice with. Mad TV, oh yeah. See, the 12 went to 8. I see 8. Damn it. Stop being goofy. I don't know. I feel like if you can't have fun in life, what's the point of being here, you know? Can't make fun of yourself and be goofy. What really is the point? Probably better if I had all these facing the same way. I feel like that'd be a lot easier to find them. Damn, now 6. Shit. See, we got those. Could try putting this in there and just having some fun. Because the crab, I do want to make sure this is right on. I think I'm going to have to do the smaller C's though if I put C's on this one. I don't always do that, but let's heat this bad boy up again and have some fun. See what happens. Internet sucks today. I'm sorry. Can you guys see? Yeah. I think I might have to get a hairdryer that has a 3-speed or a heat gun. I don't think a heat gun can be more than like $40. I have to take a ride to Harbor Freight. I wouldn't mind having a DeWalt though, but that's going to be expensive. Doesn't need to be all that. And if I was to take this and put it in the oven, after a while it'll all go flat again. That's how I had to. This actually came in a like a can. I don't know how to explain it. Like a foil kind of, like a pan, like a foil, a tin foil pan, not tin foil, the thicker foil. You know what I mean? There's dollar store pans, and it was in that, and I had to break it up in a bunch of little pieces, and then fill it halfway up, let it melt down, add some more, let it melt down. So it took about 2 hours, but eventually got everything nice and flat. So I was saying that because if you are gonna do something and say it's like really bad, you could just put it in the oven. It might take a half an hour, but then it'll go flat again. And you can start with your new piece. But you can. It is malleable, so I can get it to a place where it's heated up, and I should be able to move it back a little flat again. Hot, hot like fire. Oh yeah, this stuff is cool. This is my first time, for anybody that might not realize. My first time messing with one of these. 170 bucks if you're looking for one for an 8-inch, and I think it was 130 for a 5-inch. For anybody out there that pours, or stamps, or does that work. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like where you just got all these like tapping tools and you tap it to make designs, whatever that's called. Like cups, seen people do cups. Whoa, does get a little bit sticky. There you go. Just like new. That's what I'm talking about. It's got like a little bit of a bump, but see, like this really isn't, like I could do this here. It doesn't need to be in that. This I want to clean the back first before I stick this in. I think I want the back to look silver, like this is. But I guess I could stamp it and then do that. Then maybe it'll keep some of the tone. Could probably try that. I mean, that's really all you need. Should have did both. See, the thing is though, it's like it moves too much. So really, everything kind of has to be in the middle. I think what I'm gonna do is make something probably out of wood to like stabilize it on all four corners or something. I don't know. Put like a ring. Find some kind of ring. I can probably make one out of wood though. To just have it so it sits like that. It can't be moved. But you still get like the rubbery. Although that's such a hard rubber, I doubt that's really doing much. Yeah, engraving it's called something else though. I can't remember what it's called. Like I said, I only watched like one video of them talking about that kind of stuff. Coinosaurus, I gave Coin Crew all my hammer stamps and they never poured anything. Yeah, well I know what I think Mrs. Coin Crew got scared. I know she was trying to do it, and I don't remember if it was a live stream or something. This was a while ago, and she was just kind of like scared of the of burning herself, I guess. That's why I wear safety gear, safety first when it comes to molten metal with me. But yeah. Repoussé. Repoussé. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Repoussé. I would love it if I'm one of those people where after 10 years of having allergies, they go away. Allergies. Because it sucks. I picked this up at the dollar store. I was thinking about pouring this because it has a natural sprue. I'd probably widen it a little bit. But see how it's got that dent right above the eye that sticks out? And then this is kind of in. I'm gonna have to go back and find another one. They were only $1. But I think that would be cool. PPE is important, especially when it can melt your freaking skin off. I've watched people pour in flip-flops. And it's not about being a wuss or anything. But there ain't no way in hell you will ever see me in flip-flops. I don't even like wearing shorts. I do in the summertime when it's 90 to 100 degrees around here. And I'm in Maryland, and I live pretty close to the bay, so it's like, it's always really humid. And, I do tend to wear shorts, but I wear a thing that comes down a little bit past my knee, in between my knee and my foot, about halfway down my shin. It comes to about that. And that covers my whole front. I don't even attach it in the back, but you can. But once you put both arms in it, like you're good. All your arms are good. It goes all the way down. It did come with pieces that you can strap around the top of your foot and it goes up your shin. I've used them, but it seems like every time I use them, they make my shoes yellow. Which I tell you what, if something falls on my shoe, I will be out them shoes so fast. But yeah, I haven't spilled anything yet. Luckily, I've been pretty lucky when it comes to accidents. I make sure I heat up all my molds first. But yeah, I have a hard hat because it has a visor on it. So yeah, I would suggest wearing a visor too, because I ain't trying to mess my face up. I mean, I'm not beautiful or anything, but damn, I don't want to be melted either like Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? Keep doing this without weighing. I need to get the COA. I don't want to try to pull it out of there until I'm done with it. Yeah, this is one of those things you rip your damn fingernail off trying to get them out. Let me grab that COA. I want to make sure this is right. 3.3 ounces. That's what COAs look like. It's just my sticker design. I had these made with Vistaprint. And so I actually had to design this to put it on the Vistaprint. And then that was just the sticker part that I already had made. But it was pretty easy. And then whenever you buy stuff from Vistaprint, I don't know if this was a one-time thing, special weekend or what, but every time I try to check out, they would offer me something else at like 70% off. So I ended up buying all kinds of crap. I kind of wouldn't mind doing a different design, but I have 1,000 of these. The lost wax casting? Yeah, man, that's crazy. I almost pulled the trigger on it, but I wanted to get good at this stuff first. Because you need a new printer, a 3D printer. And, you know, nothing's the same as what I have, so yeah. Those machines are not cheap either. I think it was like $1,500. And then, I mean, I could use a gas furnace, but I feel like when I'm doing that, I'd rather know what the temperature is. So I'd have to get like one of those ones that Big Red had. Big Red Bullion had one of those stainless steel ones. That's probably what I would want to get, and those are like $600. So it's not cheap. Dude, there's one thing that I've never worn in my life, and that's flip-flops. Ain't no way. I don't care if it's 1,000 degrees outside. I'm wearing tennis shoes. I think it's so funny when dudes wear flip-flops, especially with pants on. If you're one of those dudes, my bad. But, man, I don't know. There's something weird about it to me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you do, that's cool. But for me, I ain't trying to have my toes out. I did get a pair of those camouflage sandal things, like slides, I think they call it, for like hunting kind of stuff. If I needed to go outside, kind of deal. If I'm changing, you know, in a truck or something, sometimes it's easier to put those on, but I don't even really use them. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this. Yeah. So anyway, I've seen people doing flip-flops. There was a dude, I think it was on TikTok, that burned his stomach because he's in a t-shirt, just wearing regular clothes, and I think the crucible exploded or something on him. But it went all over his stomach, melted through his shirt. There ain't no way, man. I'm not taking that chance. I'm not good with pain anyway. But burns, especially something that's going to burn you and keep burning into your skin because it's on fire, it's molten, there ain't no way. I'm not chancing it. Safety is key. People can laugh all they want. I got my hard hat on. I mean, I'm all decked out. You can laugh it up till whenever. I don't care. Laugh for days. I know I'm not going to burn. Yeah, man, I do need to start writing this down. Like, what the hell? Weigh everything, have a list sitting here. I'm like one of those people, though. I'll keep weighing things over and over. I'll weigh it, and then I'll write it down. Then I'll weigh it again. Then I'll write up the COA. Then I'll weigh it again to make sure I was right. I'm like one of those people. And being dyslexic, sometimes I switch letters around. So I always have to make sure I'm paying attention regardless. So I always try to go over things a few times to make sure I'm right. But yeah, probably should do that. Where's my 3.9s? Fine. Here's some cool stamps. Somebody, Corny Source, you just said something about Canadians. There's a maple leaf stamp. Or I guess it's just a leaf. I don't know. Might not be a maple leaf. But that's what it looks like. I got a scorpion too. This was, I don't even know why I got this. Is a star. I've never used it. I've never used a scorpion either. Handmade. I used that once. But this one, that's the one you need. I'd like to get a stamp like this that says OZT. That way I don't have to sit there with the OZT and stamp it every time. I can just stamp it once. That's what I need to get. This one's pretty cool too. This was an eagle. 7 Stacks knows what that's like. She got that piece. That was a cool piece too, man. And then I got a little heart. Yeah, oh, here's another one I picked up that I haven't really used yet. Skull and crossbones. I like this one. This is a hard one though, man. You really got to beat the shit out of it to get it to stamp right. But I did use it once. That was on this bar, I think. And you can tell it didn't really. It's not that great. And I beat the crap out of that thing. By the way, this is an error if anybody ever gets this. That 7 is actually an L. I screwed up. So this is an error piece. If anybody's interested, Friday. Will's Treasures, what's going on? Camo Crocs. I mean, I wear Crocs before I wear flip-flops. Crocs aren't that bad. I don't know, something about just having something in between my toes. I don't know. I don't think that would feel right, to be honest. But to each their own. But yeah, Will's Treasures, I was just talking about how I've seen people pouring in flip-flops. And that's kind of crazy. Or just in regular plain clothes. Flip-flop, shorts, t-shirt. I don't know, man. That's not for me. I mean, I'm dealing with a furnace, like a gas furnace, so I guess everything tends to be a little more crazy than somebody that has electric. But still, that's molten metal. No matter what you do, if you spill it, you're screwed. And I'm not taking that chance. A 7 hair piece? I'm down. They call them thongs. Let me see that thong. See, all I know I had that voice, did you? That thong, da thong, thong, thong. All right, I'm being goofy again. I think I am going to put a CC on here since we're using this. Will's Treasures, you ever used a pitch bowl? I just got it. It's my first time using it. German red pitch. This one is an 8-inch. It was $170. You can get a 5-inch, which will probably do most stuff. And I think that was like $130. And that little spot is like kind of aggravating me a little bit. It'd be nice if I could get the stamp kind of on that to take away from the look of that. But I don't want it to look stupid either. Man. Decisions. I don't know. If I can just catch the bottom of it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tape it. Make sure my lines are straight. Sorry. My bad. I guess we'll just go with this and see what happens. Holy shit balls. What the fuck? I should have used that other hammer. I forgot that I was using this heavy ass thing. I thought it would hold it a lot more. That's kind of crazy. Might as well make it look the same. I can do another one. That really did something. I thought it was going to hold it a little bit flatter. Like underneath, like it wouldn't bend like that. Good Lord. That's crazy. You know, it's probably because that spot was there too. Lesson learned. It was missing a little bit of silver. There was like a little bit of a hole there. Oh well, what are you going to do? Can always melt it down and do another one, right? This is all a learning process. That's why I don't like thin pieces. I think I'm going to go to that lighter hammer. Where the hell is it? .3. That's easy enough. See. See, that is way better. I thought that was an S at first. I was like, what the hell did I do? Kind of looks like an S when you're like down. Why does it look like that? It does kind of look like an S. That's a 3 though. I got the right one. Shadow is killing me. Probably doing this way too hard. It's so thin. See, you can see it is bending a little bit too. That's why I don't like stamping thin stuff. I might have to go back to that. You know, people are like, I like it stamped. And that's cool. But I don't like it. I don't like it when it's looking bent like that. Not a fan. Probably had been going a little crazy on the hammer too. Yeah, you really don't have to do much when it comes to this pitch bowl. I guess this is kind of a learning process of what it does as well, you know. Yeah, it doesn't take much. I should have been doing this from the get-go. That looks good though. Good enough. Let me heat it up a little bit, see if that makes it easier. Hi. You had a good day? Went a little crazy on this one. Doesn't look great. What? I don't know what you're saying. You gotta talk. I cannot read your lips. What do I do with that? You asked me, can you let him? Oh, what? First. Second. Third. 3. It's alright. That's good. I feel like using this thing too is like easy to mess your pieces up. That's good to know it got in there good. Just push it down a little bit. Damn, it's like a bit. Should be good by now. Get out of there. Good Lord. Yeah, I am not a fan of this, actually. That's what well, if I got that cleaner, it'll clean all that off. But, it just bent it. It's so thin. I mean, it's still cool. You can't really, I mean, you can tell when it's in your hand that it's bent a little bit. But I can probably flatten it out because it's pretty thin. But I don't like how all that stuck to it. I wonder if I should have left it in there longer. It doesn't feel hot. I don't know. I definitely went hard on the C. Well, the first one is because it had that little hole right there. I think that made it worse. But yeah, I'll clean that off. I just don't like the way it stuck to it. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, well, man, I think I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna melt it back down or anything because I got a lot of work in this piece. But I don't like how it bent like that. The problem is I was doing some copper pieces before. I was practicing with a few copper pieces. But you know about copper, man. I had to stamp the crap out of it. And I guess I was a little bit used to that when I first did that C. But the other one didn't do it as bad. It must have been because it had a hole. There's a little tiny hole there. I mean, it's still cool. I'm such a perfectionist though, man. Like, I don't know. I need it to be perfect. It's only got to be 100 degrees. So all I have right now is a blow dryer. And it goes back to normal. I just don't like how I got everything so dirty, man. What the hell? It might be a thing where if you use this, as soon as you're done pouring it, that's when you use it, and then do turning, antiquing. Stamp it first and then do that. So we're learning, I guess. Every time I do this stuff, I'm learning. But yeah, today was the first day using this bad boy. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if I'm a fan or not. It did the trick, but I probably could have did better just having it wrapped up in a, like, put a shirt down and had it sitting on that. Probably would have worked even better. But like they say, live and learn. Alright guys, my daughter's here, so I'm probably gonna be done. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Friday I'm gonna do an auction, and I'll probably post a video at some point soon about that, letting everybody know. I've been talking about it for a while, but the 5th, this Friday, I'm gonna have my second auction, and then probably the Friday after I might do another one, because I'm not gonna have enough done. There's a few things I wanted to do before Friday that I can't do because it's been raining every day. So I'll probably put a few things up. It might be more coins Friday, but I will have pours too. But it might be more on the coin side. We'll see. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I'm kind of playing it by ear, but I am going to go live on Friday night and do an auction. So hopefully you guys will join me. And yeah, I should be able to get a few more pieces done. I am going to get in the cups, or go out in the shed and use the cups, probably even later tonight, and make some more CC rounds. But these I'm going to tone. So it'll be the toned ones on this go round. But I might not have them done by Friday. So it might be the following Friday when those come out. Or I can do 5 or 6 and just go from there. I like to have 10, but I got to do at least 7 because I know 7 stacks is going to want that 7. So yeah, if I can't get to 10, I probably won't do it, and we'll save it for the following weekend. But I'm going to try to get those cool colors like this. I want some of this toning on them. I love this color. I'm just going to keep doing it until I get the reds and purples and blues. Because I can always clean them off. If it doesn't work, I'll clean it off and try again. If you were here for that live, we went for like 6 hours trying to tone. That was a lot of fun. But thinking about this Geiger Alien, I would really like to get this done at some point. This is a Buffalo Bullion design. I like this Alien too, but I know he's poured it, but he sold it to me, so I know he doesn't care if I do it, but this is a pretty cool one. I guess I'd have to bring the silver in both ways, maybe? I don't even know. This is a tough one. It's cool, though. And then, I like this one, too. I'm thinking about this pretty soon. I don't know what you would call that, though. Any guesses of what this should be called? It's like, it reminds me of like a lion kind of thing, but it's got wings. It's like the Wizard of Oz, like those little, whatever those things are called, is what it kind of reminds me of. You know what I'm talking about? From the Wizard of Oz, and then they would fly around, they were carrying off Toto. We have to look into that and see if I can figure it out. And then this one, I like this one a lot too. I did crack it, but I don't know how well that's going to show up. And if it does show up, I kind of feel like this, it looks like a sword went down it, you know what I mean? Like it's a shield with a little bit of rub on it. You can't tell from the back. I glued it and then sanded it down, so you can't tell. But it's not perfectly flat either. That's why I was trying to bend it straight, and it was just a little too brittle for that. It worked one time, and then the second time it broke. But yeah, the Mario Star, I'll probably be doing that at some point soon. And I'm going to do a silver buffalo. It's probably going to be 2 ounces. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue a stick on the back of it so I can stick it down into the sand, and then pull it back up. So it's not going to have the back. It's going to be just an open sand. But I really want a buffalo. And there'll probably be a few of those coming out. I like this too, but this is kind of thick. I don't know if anybody's going to want to pay for something this thick, you know. That says Buffalo Bullion on it. This is one of his pieces he was going to do and never did. I told him, send me the stuff that you're not going to pour. And he gave me a good deal, so. And somebody was talking about the marine stuff. This is a Marines piece I'm going to be doing. Got some sand on there. But even just this piece I kind of like. I'm on the fence though of cutting this off. I mean, I want it to be like a round, which will probably be 1.5 ounces. But then you're gonna, and I gotta bring the sprue in somewhere too. So what I was thinking about doing is maybe just filing all the reeded edge off so that it's smooth. And then I can bring it in like almost like this wide. Yeah, SGT, that's who was talking about it. Yep. And then I have this little Marines one too. I have to do some more of these. See, this one's cool because it's on a magnet, but this magnet won't stick to that copper. So it's a Toys for Tots token. And I just stick it down in the sand and then pull it up and make a little 30-gram button out of it. That's a cool piece too. So I got to do a number 2 now because I gave the prototype and a number 1. I gave one away and then sold the other one. And then other than that, I'm going to get this stamped pretty soon. I'll probably throw this up Friday if anybody likes crabs. I'm going to put a CC on the top part of that circle and then 3/9 fine and the weight in that circle. I made the sprue so big, but that's how it came. It was a door handle. Or not a door handle, it's like a drawer handle, right? And it had a piece that stuck out. I don't think I have it up here anymore. It had a piece that stuck out, and then, you screw it from the back to a drawer, and it was a drawer handle. So it was really thick, and I figured, man, that's a sprue that's just made for it. I might as well just use that, But it ended up being thick. It took me forever to cut that off by hand. I ended up going to going to the hardware store and getting some wheels because I tried to do it with a wheel and it was taking forever for the Dremel. And then I had these real thin ones and they kept breaking. So I ended up going and finally getting another one and finished it off. So that's what I'll be doing from now on. Make the loop the sprue. Yeah. The problem is though, it's just because it's reeded. That's what I don't like about it. Like if that's the sprue, I don't know. I want it to be thicker than that. Or something, when you have something thin, it's better to have it not a circle and like kind of thicker. Make sure everything fills up all the way. And then I'm going to have to take vents everywhere too. So I'm thinking about just not making it look like a coin and grinding that down. It kind of looks dumb anyway because you could tell where it was made. So yeah. I have a sander. I think the sander would sand this down. I don't know what this is made out of. But yeah, I think I'll either leave it on to use it as a sprue and just make it wider, or just take it off altogether. I don't know. It'll probably be easy to get it out of the sand. I don't know. I have to figure that out. Is anybody into Harleys? I'm really thinking about doing this one soon. I glued the hole, so I don't know how that's going to show up, if it's going to look great or not. But I glued it so that there's no hole there. And I took two of them and glued them together so they're nice and thick. But that's pretty cool. And then I'll probably do one of these CC pieces at some point. CC keys. I tried to take two of them and glue them together. Like this, and I don't know. It looks kind of cool, but seeing that line, and it just didn't end up being great, and you know, I didn't even try to glue it to get that out because, I don't know, it just looks kind of weird. It's a little bit off. One of them looks like it's bigger than the other. So I made two more that were perfect and just glued it to this piece. And that looks really nice. So this I'll do at some point, but I don't know if anybody's going to be interested in that. That's probably something kind of more for myself, I guess. And then I still gotta do this moderator hammer. Gotta do that. But yeah, I got a bunch of arrowheads too. I got one that was my grandfather's. I got a spearhead that I actually found just inside the Beltway of Washington, D.C. I used to work just inside the Beltway, and I was digging a hole 2 foot in the ground and found a spearhead. So that's going to be a cool piece. And then a couple smaller ones that are cool, like arrowheads. And then that one right there is wooden. I'm pretty sure this is a wood arrowhead. It almost kind of seems like ivory or something. I know it's not ivory, but it's weird. Maybe it is plastic. I don't know. But that's a cool piece. I've had people say, pour that. So that'll probably be one I do soon. But yeah. Fun projects, yep. I'm so indecisive on things, man. Like, there's so many things I want to do, and I'm like, I don't have but so much silver, so I really need to figure it out. I do want to do this again, too. For the ladies out there. I did this once, but I didn't have anything in this, and so it kind of looked a little bit jacked up underneath. It looks fine when she's standing, but a little bit was like missing on half of her. Like this, the bottom was perfect, and then it was like missing some of the top. And I don't know. It's fine for like a prototype, I guess. And then I got to do the cassette tape, man. I got to get this done. Back when I was a DJ, we used to make mixtapes. That's how I would get gigs. I would send people tapes, clubs and stuff like that. You send them a tape, and they would listen to your tape. That's how old I am. The bone, you like the bone? This one? I was thinking about doing this soon. There's actually a skull that goes with this, but the skull is weird. It's going to be tough. Hey guys, hit that like button for me if you don't mind, if you haven't already. There's 9 here. We got 8 likes. Let's get one more. Hook me up. But yeah, this is cool. I like the crossbones, and it had a skull that came with it, but the eyes are just a little bit off. It's a little bit hard to. I put it in sand once just to see what would happen. I don't think I have it up here anymore. I still got to get this guitar done too. I haven't done that yet. And I might make a bigger Marshall stack. Actually, that first Marshall stack didn't sell. And then this piece, I like this too. It's way too thick. This would have to either be copper or silver halfway. Like stick it in the sand halfway and then pull it back out, which is probably what I'll end up doing. So it'll be like a bar, a skull bar, totem pole kind of thing, a jigger. I don't even know what to call it. Something like that. A little thingamajig, you know what I mean? A little thingamajig. And then I picked this up at the dollar store the other day. It's a lollipop. And I was like, man, it's got a built-in sprue. Tried it. What's going on? I watched your show last night. I missed it again, but I did watch the show. That was good. I like that dude that you guys had on. Conscious, what's going on? Your buddy was pretty cool. I like him. But yeah, I had to watch the playback because, I don't know, I cannot ever seem to get there on a Monday night. Mondays are always bad for me, it seems like. But I did watch the whole thing. Gave you the watch hours. Hit the like button. Left a comment or two. He's your brother? I thought he was your friend. Or he's your friend that's like a brother. So yeah, this pitch bowl, for some of you that probably don't know, I just bought this, $170, and I don't know. I don't know if I like it. See, when you're stamping and you're doing something on this, when you have pieces like this, it worked great for the football. Where did that even go? Oh, the football. So you heat it up. I just used a hairdryer. And then you can stick it down in there so that it's easy to stamp. My stamp wasn't great on this. But you stick it down in there and it doesn't move around. So then I tried this one and it just left a bunch of crap all over it. Now I got to clean it. And because this is kind of thin, it just, man, I don't know. It's like too much going on here. I don't know if I'm a fan. Especially because there was a little bit of a hole there and I was trying to kind of block it a little bit with the C, and because it was a hole, it didn't have as much silver, and it ended up going way too far. This is all a learning process, man. I'm not good at stamping, but I am trying to get better. So I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. A couple of bars. This is one of the first bars I poured back in the day. Well, not one of the first I poured, but in this design, it was like the first one. I know you guys like copper. This was one of my first copper pours. I stamped this today. Man, copper is not easy to stamp either. And you know what I did? That Z was a T. Because instead of getting OZ, I did OT. Like a retard. Sorry. I know some people don't like that word. But when I stamped it, it ended up, you can't even really tell. It almost looks like you can kind of tell in the camera. When I looked at it in my eye, naked eye, I couldn't really tell. But anyway, I know you guys like the copper stuff. This was 2 ounce. It was a little over 2 ounce, and then this was 2 ounce. A little over 2 ounces, both of them. But yeah, copper is a lot harder than silver, obviously. But yeah, I was a fan of this, but I don't know now. I'm going to clean the back off to where it looks silver, like the skull. And this will be up for grabs Friday. I'm going to do another auction this Friday. So 8 o'clock I'm going to start. So if you guys don't mind stopping by, hanging out, that'd be awesome. And I'll have some pours for sale, but I think for the most part, it might be more of like the coin side of things, because there's some things I wanted to have ready by Friday that I don't know if I'm going to have time to do. So I think the following Friday, I might do another one. So for the next 2 Fridays, I'm probably going to have an auction. It might not be crazy like that first one, because that first one was like 6 hours. I think it was a little over 6 hours. So it's not going to be that long, but it'll be fun. We'll do some giveaways and sell some silver, sell some coins. I got a lot of stuff that it's not really for the deep stack, you know what I mean? A lot of things I picked up along the way that I'm not necessarily trying to hold on to. I want to turn some of my coins into shot, if that makes any sense. Yeah, man, 6 hours. It might have been a little bit over 6 hours. And then you know what's funny? That Thursday before, because I try to go live every Tuesday and Thursday. That Thursday before, I was working on toning, and I think that was 5 hours, because I kept trying to get the toning right and trying different things, trying to get these colors. Because I toned these and got this cool color, and then I was like, man, I've got to make some rounds like that. Conscious, I sent that out yesterday, and I cleaned the statue. I cleaned it up to make it so that you can watch it tone, because it had been kind of toning for a little while, and I wanted it to look clean when it went to you. So I cleaned it all up, and it looks like brand new. And then you can watch it tone. It doesn't take that long. So hopefully you weren't like all about it being toned, because it's nice and shiny now. But it's copper, you know, it doesn't take long. Yeah, well, I know you got these two toners. I know you got a couple bars. But the Statue of Liberty, that wasn't silver, that was copper. And so I just wanted it to look clean for you. But it doesn't take long. It'll look just the way it did before if you leave it sitting out for a year. Yeah, trying. You said you were out of town. But yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff that I'm willing to let go of. You like the anvil? This was cheap. I think I got this from shit, where was it? Online, really. It wasn't that expensive. You know these things get pretty damn expensive. But it's small, something that I can move around. 11 pounds. And it works great for stamping. I haven't really used this part of it. I don't really do a whole lot of metal work. But I am looking to get into that. Oh, I found some metal in the shed. So I'm gonna make a flask. And I got these pieces that were already like bent for a 90 degree. And it was two pieces that were bent on both sides, right? So I cut it in the middle, and it's gonna make a flask that's about this big. But I have to weld the corners together and then weld an opening to pour it into, kind of thing. Or I might just I might just leave it open, to be honest. But I took some extra pieces and cut little pieces off, so I can put two on the bottom part and then one on the top part, so that it'll slide right down and be even every time. But I found a bunch of pieces. It has to be like a quarter. I don't know. It's pretty thick, and they're long. I found 4 pieces, so I can make another crucible, or not a crucible, make another flask with that, so I can do some bigger stuff and have like actual metal, like, you know, instead of making it out of wood. I made one big one out of wood, but man, it's kind of thick, and you know, it's tough. Everything doesn't always line up right, so we'll see what happens. I got to get the welder out. I've actually never welded. I bought a welder like 3 years ago and never used it, so I got to break that out. It's a Lincoln 140, I believe. Yeah, those Statue of Liberties are going to be better the next time. That was the what? That was the prototypes, and the number ones are going to be a little bit better because when I was doing the prototypes, I had a piece of like a piece of metal that was going over it with the holes so that the silver and the copper wouldn't go flying out. Actually, the copper one I might have not did that. So it doesn't, it can't get everything out as fast, you know, like the man, I'm so lost for words right now. Hold on for a minute. She's trying to what? What is that? Huh? Using what? Oh. Yeah, I'm using the hairdryer. Kids. Meow. Why are you meowing, dude? No, Amazon. I got this on Amazon. I'm a toner hoe. I'm not even. I know I was doing that because somebody said meow. Was that you? I was trying. Did you see a cat? It probably one might have went by. That could have been. He said, where do you find the time? That's where you find the time. Drink a couple of those, you get all kinds of shit done. Friday, this Friday on the 5th. I'm going to do one on Friday because I've been talking about doing it. Although there's some things that I would like to have done by then that I'm probably not going to get done. So I'm probably going to do it Friday. Get a few things out. That way it's not so crazy for shipping too. That first one, it took me 3 days to get everything like together and make sure that I was doing everything correct. I had a spreadsheet going and everything to make sure everything was right. And it was a little much. There was like 16, 18 packages and people got multiple things. So it was just a lot going on. So I think Friday I'll do one, maybe like 3 hours, hang out, do some stuff. And then the following Friday, do a few more. And then it might be on the 1st after that, every month, like on the 1st. I was going to do the 1st and the 15th, but I don't, it's hard. Like how much stuff can I really get done in 2 weeks kind of thing. So that's what I'm thinking. But my thoughts are always subject to change. So I'm very indecisive. But I'm going to stick to Friday. We're going to do something Friday. So show up at 8 o'clock if you want to hang out. We will be doing something. I'll have something up for sure. You were up for hours. Dude, I didn't go to sleep till 6 o'clock in the morning after that last auction. When it was over, it was probably 1 o'clock. I started at 7, and it was a little after 1, I think, when I ended. And then I was trying to make sure I had everything right, who goes where, because what it was, everything was put on the table. I had a pop-up like table that you can put up, right? I had that sitting there with pours on it and coins and things like that. And then I was at my desk, like my studio desk, because I have a computer, so I could watch the chat and type it in everything there. And then I had the phone for the camera. But what I was doing is when somebody would bid on something and it was done, I would go put it on the other side of that table and then write down their name, what they got. But I think this time I might try to keep stuff more together. Like have somebody's name, and if you bought something before, it's hard to remember all that too. I mean, but I should be able to take care of that. Try to keep everything more together. So I'm not going back trying to, this was here, this was there. It was funny. I had a sheet of paper with everybody's name written on it, and I'd put a star next to somebody's name so that I could all the times they bought, they would have a star. Then I would do a check mark next to somebody else's name. I ran out of shit to use. So it would be better if I could get somebody to type in like on a spreadsheet as I go. I might have to get some help on that one. But we'll see what happens. It's written in stone until it changes. I like that. I'm gonna have to start using that. Yeah, that auction was kind of like going on stage. I was telling my daughter about that. Like doing an auction and then it's your art that you're trying to get out there. And granted, there wasn't a whole lot of battles. There was kind of more battles for like channel rounds. Everything else went for whatever I put it up for. So there is some good deals to be had. So I would show up Friday if I was you. But um, yeah, it was like it's kind of like a high, like watching people go back and forth with my pour. So it was like going on stage. Like you're always nervous before it happens. Once you get there and you're getting into it, everything is good. All the nerves go away, and then you can't sleep that night. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, at first, big silver. I was sweating at first, but that's the thing. It's like that's what I mean. It's just like going on stage. Like I'm always nervous before I hit the button, but once I do, I fall right into it. I've DJ'd in front of a lot of people before, so I've never played drums or guitar on stage, which I would like to do that at some point. Been working on some music. I was thinking about going in the studio at some point and just kind of rocking out and just go live and hang out with you guys. But I'm really not that great. I try to write my own songs, play guitar, play drums, or just make a beat on the computer. But I'm good enough at everything to make it sound good. It would be fun. But I was wondering, it might be cool if I could figure out how to, when you first go live, you can have somebody join you. And I was wondering how that would work if like two people were playing guitar. I feel like there's going to be some kind of latency. That's probably not going to work. Yeah, there's no way that would work. But if two people could play live at the same time, that'd be cool. Somebody's got to figure that out. You clean your garage? Man, I got to clean out my shed. I can't even get to the back of it right now. It's crazy. It's like a mini house, really. Those people are building those mini houses everywhere. It's kind of like that, really, but it's a shed. It's like 8 by 8 plus another 8 by 8. So really, it's 8 by 16, but it has two rooms. Like it, when it was made 8 by 8, and then another 8 by 8, and then it has an attic over it, and then I built another 9 foot off of that, which is like just a roof. It doesn't have the attic part, and then another 6 foot off the other side. So it really looks like a mini house. But the back room, there's so much stuff in there, I can't even like get to it, and it's a lot of crap I'm probably never going to use. I think I'm going to have a yard sale at some point. When the weather breaks, I'm going to have a yard sale and get rid of a bunch of stuff. I've been selling stuff on OfferUp too. Oh, I don't know if you guys were here. So I was talking to somebody last time about needing to go meet somebody at OfferUp, and that actually went pretty smooth. Seemed like a good dude, and paid everything up front. The thing is, he didn't have cash. He was like, I was like, you can do PayPal, friends and family if you want, but like, why would you not bring cash or at least talk to somebody beforehand, before you show up? Like, oh, do you have Cashapp? Like, what? How is this not something like they even tell you on OfferUp you shouldn't do that kind of stuff because there's scams or whatever out there. I don't know. You shouldn't use your phone number. You should. They always tell you that. Don't use your phone number. Don't do PayPal or whatever. But I let him do PayPal, friends and family. It went right through and worked out. So I sold a symbol. I have so much music crap. I just need to get rid of it. There's tons of crap that I'll never play. I have 9 cymbals on my drums, and I have probably 10 cymbals that I don't even use. And a lot of those are A customs. Like they're expensive cymbals. So I sold an A custom the other day because I don't use it, and there's no point in having a $250 cymbal just sitting around collecting dust. 250. That's on the cheap side too. He got a good deal. Not even an open mic. Yeah, that would be cool if you could go live and then have other people show up with you, and like you're playing guitar, and somebody else is singing. Wait, they do that. Actually, I have seen that. Well, no, I think they go back and forth on TikTok. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play together. I think somebody will play a song and sing, and then the other person will be quiet while they're doing it, and then they just go back and forth. I've seen that before. But it'd be cool if you could play at the same time. And then have people come in and sing over top of your stuff, or even rap over your stuff, like whatever you're into kind of thing. That's how good music's made. When a bunch of people can get together and just kind of do stuff. I haven't played with anybody in a while. We heard your voice. Yeah, I was singing something earlier, being goofy. I don't have the greatest voice. I will admit that. But I try. I can make some stuff sound good sometimes. Sometimes. Sell cymbals, buy silver shot. No, it was sell cymbals and buy a pitch bowl. That's what I bought with it. Was this, and then I just bought a cleaner. I have this little cheap Magnasonic. I'll show you. Oh God, it's wet. I forgot. I had water in it. This cleans jewelry, but for $3.99 is fine. I had to get the good one. So this little $40 one just doesn't do the trick. It's only 35 watt. So I bought one. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. I bought one that is 300 watt, and instead of this going for 90 seconds, it goes for 90 minutes. So I can really clean some stuff up with it. That was like another 100 something, 130 bucks. It's a lot of money when you get into this stuff. I gotta tell you. Like I haven't even started to make money yet. I probably won't for a few auctions. I might get to the profit at some point. I need you guys to help me out though, you know. Anything I put up, I've been putting sandcasts up for like $35 an ounce. I think that's a great price. So feel free to jump that up to 50 at any point. I have no problem with that. You gonna make it a theme song, Trident? You know, one day I was playing guitar, acoustic, which I'm not great at, by the way. Um, but I do have a Taylor, which is a really nice guitar, so it does make it a little bit easier to play when you have a nice guitar to play. And I was playing, and I had came up with this thing like, "Thanks for joining me and hanging out," like a pre-live kind of thing. I didn't have the balls to do it that day. It was something I didn't learn. I was just doing it, and I wasn't just gonna freestyle something like that. But I was close. I almost did, but I was like, nah, I'm not ready for that. It's hard enough to just be live sometimes and not have nerves when I first start. But yeah, man, I guess this is what, the 5th week of going live every Tuesday and Thursday. And I went live. Actually, there was a Friday I went live before that Tuesday, and that was when I was hanging out with everybody and just decided to go live. I was gonna pour something, but all I did is sat around talking for 3 hours, hanging out with you guys. So it was a lot of fun. That was in the evening, so it wasn't as early as I've been doing it. But yeah, it went till dinner. It was a good time. So if you've ever been to any live of mine, if you've ever watched a video, if you've ever hit the like button, I appreciate you guys. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. It's funky. It's funky. Oh no. Oh yeah, hit the heart button, guys. Man, I don't know who was in Bradley. What's his channel? Crap. I can't think of the channel. Anyway, I was there. Was that Sunday night? I think it was Sunday night, and just hitting the heart. Every time I would hit the heart, somebody else would hit the heart, and then I started doing other things, and they would do the other things, and we just kept going back and forth forever. It was funny shit. They were like right on top of everything I hit. I don't know who it was, but it was pretty funny. Invisible River Ranch, hello. Hey, were you the one that got the guitar? I think there was a Fender that I didn't get a picture of. It was the only thing that I've let go of that I didn't get a picture of. I have to look though. It's in my phone. I took pictures of everything because I want to make a website at some point. But one of those guitars got out without the getting a picture of it, because I took a picture of the front and back and of the COA. Because at some point it'd be cool to have a website where people can go to and just, like, if you have something that you bought, right? Say you got a pour at your house and you're talking about it, you can pull up the website and show them right then and there. Like, this is what I got. I think that'd be an awesome way to people to get the word out too, The Flying V. I wonder if maybe that was the one. No, I think it was the Fender. I think I got the Flying V. Thank you, though. Yeah, I got to do some number ones of those soon. I appreciate all you guys, everybody that picked up a pour. It's hard when you first start getting the word out, having people actually want to spend money. And I tried to start everything as cheap as I could. My cost on that shot, I have about 200 and some ounces. My dollar cost average is $29.50, something like that. So when I'm putting stuff up for 35 an ounce, it's really not worth the time, but that's not what it's about for me. Like these first few auctions, it's about getting art out there and getting people interested. I'm not trying to make money. I'm not trying to get rich off of this. I mean, it would be nice at some point to be rich off of it, but that's not. I'm not motivated by money when it comes to pours, And it's really kind of half about content, just having content to do. I'm going to run out of coins and stuff that I picked up. I don't plan on really stacking a whole lot more when it comes to coins for a while. So it's good to pour and make videos about it, you know what I mean? So you need a Rolex. Hey, my job, I worked at this place for 20 years, 21 actually. But at 20 years, you got a Rolex. And you could either get the Rolex or 10 grand. And I was like, you better give me that 10 grand. I don't want a Rolex. And then if you get the Rolex, you had to pay taxes on it. So I would have owed like 2 grand. or something like that. I think. Like you had to pay to get the damn watch. And I was like, nah, I'll just take the cash. I don't wear watches. I'm just not really into jewelry, period. But a watch, like I don't need a watch. I have a phone. That's always been my thing. But yeah, I did have the chance to have a free Rolex. Man, I don't know if I took a picture of that copper Statue of Liberty now that I'm thinking about it. Hey, you gonna have to send me a picture of those three that you got because I didn't take pictures of them. I totally forgot about that. I was trying to just get that out too quick. If you could take a picture, conscious with your like just send it through the email or something. Just take a few pictures, the front and back, and the COA for me. I'd appreciate that. Because it would be cool to have everything online. There's a lot of videos gonna be about some of this stuff too, so you'll be able to watch it get poured. That's gonna be fun. Like this one, that was a live I did, and I think when I did the pour, I made a short of that, so that was cool. That's why I like going live with the phone like this because you can make a short from it really easy. So when you guys are looking at this right now, I know you can look at the full screen, but when you're at full screen, does it show the comments, or do you have to go out to see the comments? I'm the vice president of Rolodex. I remember Rolodex. Oh, is that what you were talking about? Damn, I'm all confused. I was reading that from the side. My bad. Yeah, I told you guys I'm dyslexic, man. Folex. It's all fun and games until somebody can't read. All right, Cox, I appreciate that. Anyway, guys, I guess I should get off here. So yeah, we'll have some pieces up. We'll have some coins up. I got a few graded pieces um, that I'm probably not going to hold on to. I don't know if you guys are into Silver Eagles, but I got a couple graded 69s that I don't collect those. So it'll be a good deal. Probably pretty close to spot, and they're graded in holders. So there'll definitely be some good deals to be had. I've got some half ounce pieces and um, the Incuse Indian. I got a bunch of those half ouncers. And if anybody's interested, I got a bunch of BU Franklin half dollars. Gorgeous coins. I have a roll that I took and put it into flips. So I got a bunch of those for sale. I didn't have anybody. I think that got passed up on though. I think I put it up for like 15 because that's what they're worth, even at MS60. But some of those are better than 60. I think most of them are better than 60. And when you get to like a 65, it jumps up to like 45 bucks. I don't think any of them. Well, I don't know. There might be one or two 65s in there, to be honest. But I think I did show the worst one too, which might have been bad. Maybe I should have just shown a good one and said, "Hey, starting bid 15 bucks on this." Um, yeah, I just wanted you guys to see like the worst one that I had, so you know that no matter what, they would be better than that. But maybe I should do them individually, see what happens. But I might start them a little bit cheaper than that. I was thinking like 12 or 13, just see what happens. I don't want to buck and go that stuff because, man, I really don't want to be losing money. And I think 13 is probably what I paid for them. There was a few things I did lose money on though, like the some rounds I put up that sold for like spot. Nobody really bid on it. I put them up for spot, but nobody like bid extra. So there was a few pieces that went out really cheap. So there might be some good deals to be had if you show up Friday. And it's just because some of the stuff I bought when silver was more expensive and they cost me 27, 28, $29 sometimes, some of that stuff. I mean, even the shot is 29.50. I mean, I bought a kilo at $33. Then I bought another kilo at $30. But I did get 100 ounces at like 28. So that kind of evened it out a little bit. And then another 50 ounces I paid something for, I can't remember. But when I did everything all up, it equaled 29.50 per ounce. Man, when it went down to like 21, I wish I had pulled the trigger on 100 ounces back then. That would have been nice. All right, Conscious. I'm about to get off here too. I have a laptop. I can see the comments though on the phone. When it's sideways like this, I can see the comments in the phone. That's what I like about it. And they stay there and you can scroll. That's why I was curious, can you guys see that? It's almost like a TikTok format when you go sideways now. Invisible River Ranch, I miss my watch when I lose it. Man, I would feel so uncomfortable having something on my wrist. I haven't worn a watch in a long time. I used to have a nice watch, but I don't even know where it's at now. It was gold. Yes, I got a pick of the Glock. I'm gonna pour another one of those too. I gotta do a number one on that. I'm glad you liked it. I think the toning definitely helped it. But I want to get those letters on the side on the next one. That pitting that was going on, I just, man. And the cruise, or the, what's it called? The flask. It just, that's when I realized that the flasks weren't like lined up right. Like I had this one that was just really weird. It had too much play in it. But so I'm gonna do another one. The number one is gonna have all the lettering on the side because you can see Glock, I think, but you couldn't see like the extra. You couldn't see 17 because I'm pretty sure it's a Glock 17, and it has a 17 on the side. You just can't really see it. So I definitely got to do a number one. But I'm glad you liked that. The toning was amazing. That turned out really cool. For being silver, that did not look silver. Well, that's cool. I was worried that people weren't going to want to hang out when it's this way. But as you can see the comments in the picture, I don't know, I think that's cool. And then being able to make shorts from it. Because when you have the phone sideways, you can still make a short from it, but it only grabs the middle. So if you're off to one side a little bit, one way or another, it looks weird. And you can adjust it, but if you're moving something, I don't know. I had a time where I tried to make one and it was just, I barely got it in. And I was like, man, if I can just go the other way every time, it's probably better. But when I do auctions, I'll turn it on the side. Yeah, I feel like invisible. I feel like I would always snag it on something. Yeah, I've never been to a polo club, period. We still get a life hanging out, even if it's sideways. Get a life. I don't think I read that right. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? This is a piece I got. It didn't have shot in it. I was in Ocean City at the beach, and it had the Constitution in there. It says "We the People," but it was just loose inside. It says the Constitution of the United States, and it was like red and blue stars that were in it. So I took the stars out, filled it up with shot, and made it so that you could still read this. I think this is a really cool piece, but it doesn't seem like anybody's ever really interested in it. I can also get this lettering off to where it was just that, but it is almost 2 ounces, and letting go of 2 ounces kind of sucks too. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence because I had like 5 or 6 of these I bought to make more. But and it is still kind of cool even without the shot in it. That's probably a decent gift, but shipping something like this is tough. That's the problem. You got to make sure it's in a box, probably. I'm pretty sure it'd have to be in a box. So that's like $10 for shipping anywhere, really. SGT, what's up? Been hanging out, trying to learn the pitch bowl. I got one of these. You can see though, it got a little bit stuck on the piece here. So I don't know if I'm a fan or not. But, I mean, I can clean that off, but I went a little too hard on the stamping. But yeah, that's what it's for. The football turned out good. You heat it up, and then you stick this down in there, and then you can stamp. That's how I was able to get the stamps down here and up top. Before, I could only get the middle because, you know, it's round. It was like... So when you put it down in that, you heat it up, stick it down in there, and then you can stamp whatever it is you put in there. But it likes to get stuck. And then this time, because it's all this fine detail, it brought a lot of it out. I could probably take a little torch to it, and I bet you that stuff would run right off. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. I don't want to screw it up. But I got a cleaner. I got an ultrasonic cleaner coming too, like one of the heavy-duty ones. So it'll clean all that up anyway, I'm sure. But yeah, that's a new piece I got. It was $170. I sold a symbol last week and bought that. You can get a 5-inch too. That is like $130, I think. But the bar pour stayed intact? What are we talking about? You talking about this? What do you mean? Yeah, it gets soft. You put it down in there, and then it kind of gets hard, and you can stamp it. But it's kind of a pain in the butt because there's so much detail. It's really hard to get it back out, and you can see a lot of it stuck to it. It's like pine tar, and it's like 100 degrees. I only use a hairdryer to heat it up, and so you heat it up, it gets soft. You put your piece down in it, and then it gets hard, and then you can stamp. To be honest, you really don't even need to wait for it to get hard. Maybe that was the thing. Do it fast, bring it back out. I'm still trying to learn it, but yeah. I saw a video of somebody that had one like 7 years ago. I'm trying to learn it a little bit, and then maybe I can do a video about it, but it's a learning process for sure. Now, it did bend it a little bit. You can see it kind of bent. I went too hard too. I was doing some copper beforehand, and I was like, bam, I hit it just as hard as I would have the copper, and that was pretty dumb. But yeah, it kind of bent that, and you can see it's a little bit bent, but it's so thin I can get that flat again. I actually dropped it on the floor one day and had to bend it back. But yeah, I think what you can do is heat this up, right? Put this down in it, and then push it down and take some over the top. And you do that all the way around it to where the whole thing is covered. Then it's not good. It shouldn't bend at all. I've seen somebody do something like that at one point. I haven't tried it myself, but I did watch somebody do it, and they had it covered over the edges. So that would probably make it not bend. But you definitely have to wait for it to dry, and then getting it out. Then you got to heat it back up, move all that out of the way. It's a process. But it is cool. I don't know if it's $170 cool, but it's cool. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna use a torch. I was just saying, I wonder because I think what I'm gonna do is before I tone it from now on, I'm gonna be putting it in and then toning. I was just kind of coming back to this piece because I hadn't stamped it, and I wasn't going to because it's so thin. But I don't know. I wanted to try it. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, putting a hairdryer on it and see if it would just like melt off. Because I was thinking the torch, and then I was like, I guess I can't really do that. The hairdryer, I don't think it'll get it hot enough to melt off though. I think the ultrasonic cleaner will be fine. And if not, I'll just have to take a brush to it. We can heat it up though, see what happens real quick while you're here. It's already getting hot. Yeah, that's not gonna work. It's too hot. It's probably better for it to be hard anyway. Once it gets hard, it might pop right off. Take this little bad boy to it. Because this thing is really, really pointy. Yeah, it's already kind of coming out a little bit. It's just one of those things. It's like, man, it's like a whole extra added. So I'll get it off with this, and then I'll put it in the supersonic cleaner. Whenever that comes in. I think I'm not going to get that until the 6th. But yeah, I think maybe if I had let it get completely hard, because I pushed it down in there, if I had waited a while, it probably wouldn't have stuck. Because it gets like you can hear it. It's like ding, ding, ding. It gets pretty hard. So, yep, learning process, right? You don't know until you screw up a few times. I don't have tweezers that are small enough to get that out. It'll be alright with that little pick. I can get in there with that pretty good. I might put it in this little cheap ultrasonic cleaner I have just to see what happens, but it's only 35 watts. If I get that 300 watt, that thing, it'll blow that right off of it. But then the problem is too, is that going to blow off the turning? So, I don't know. It's always something. Just when you think you got everything figured out, it's some more bullshit. Yeah, I could probably use the Dremel. I mean, that's what I did on the skull anyway. I was cleaning it with that. Um, so I'll probably just let it harden up. That way, just leave it sit for a little while, and then I'll hit it with that, and hopefully it'll knock it off. I'm going to try that first, and we'll see what happens after that. I mean, I got this little thing right here. I could probably try this now, but trying to smear it all up in there. It'll be all up in the little grooves. I have to get the wire wheel. I can feel little pieces popping off. Man, it's not even. It doesn't even look silver anymore. It's like it's dirty in it. To do some pick work before I do it with the other thing. Oh, check it out. This is something I did. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but these things were coming over really far. Like it was sticking out like that. And so I cut them off because it's still in there. Like there's no issue. But with them hanging out all the time, when you have a torch and the torch is, constant flame on it, they start to just, I don't even know the right word, but it flakes a little bit. And I don't want that falling down into the silver, so I cut them off just so I don't have to worry about that. Charles Latre, what's up? She likes the elephants? That's cool. I'm glad I could hook you up with those. If it's for the kids, that's awesome. Well, then again, I guess your niece could be 40. Who knows? I guess you never really know at age. Whenever I hear niece, though, I think a little girl. Yeah, man. Yeah, toning after. Definitely. That's what I'm gonna do from now on. Anytime this thing gets used, it's gonna be right out of the furnace, and then anything else. That's why I like making these videos or doing these lives because I'm not the only one learning here. You gotta live and learn, right? And if you can learn from other people's mistakes, it makes your living a little bit easier. Yeah, I still need to order those nozzles and see what happens. I don't think the nozzles are bad though. The one I have seems to work okay. But something a little bit smaller might be good. See, here's the thing. This looks amazing. Look at that. Obviously, if I can get it like that, my printer will do that. But then you have pieces where it looks like that, which you can feel it kind of. Now what I do is I'll take wood glue and rub it in, let it dry, take it again, rub it in, let it dry, and it will get it smooth. And then you could even take sandpaper and just kind of run it over sandpaper, and it'll make it to where you can't even tell, but it's a pain in the butt to have to do that. Like this guitar. You can see the lines were really bad on the neck, but I had to glue that. But I know it will do this. So with the nozzle I had, it should be fine, right? You would think, but I don't know. It seems like the longer you have a 3D printer, the more crap that goes wrong with it. Dragons are always cool. I'm gonna try to do some kind of dragon piece. So you might like this one. I'll be doing this soon. I had another dragon thing I was looking at doing, but this was one of those things that you fill up with hot glue, but it's just some of the bubbles in it. Maybe I should have had the heat gun on that, or the blow dryer on it as I was Like somebody have the blow dryer on it and somebody squeezing the glue in. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good either. What filament type am I using? PLA? Is that right? That's about what I know. Cyclonic, what's going on? Yeah, I've probably, when it comes to that 3D printer, I've printed at least 100 pieces probably. So I know that they just get worn out. So yeah, makes sense, I guess. I'm just saying I've had crap like that guitar, and then later on poured, or not poured, but printed nicer stuff. And it's like it's not like a steady decline. It seems like it's been back and forth a few times. But the whole bed thing is weird too. It's almost like the bed is lower in the center than it is on all four corners. That's why I put the glass piece on it. I might just break out the old printer or the new printer and just set the old one to the side for now, set up the other one, and just let that eat for a while because I got two of them and just never opened the other one. You waiting for your furnace? Cyclonic? Just waiting for my furnace to show back up? Will somebody borrow it? Man, I need to blow my nose. Hold on, I'll be back. All right. Yeah, Cyclonic, I had a bunch of pieces that people passed on, and I was putting them up for $35 an ounce for sand casts, and they were getting passed up. So it's like, at that price, you're thinking, man, people might not want these, but you never know. Doing it, I'm gonna do an auction Friday, and you never know who might show up. Right? Could be somebody that's into that kind of stuff. So all you got to do is keep trying, really. This Friday will be my second auction, and then I think the following Friday I'm going to do another auction. Because there's things that I wanted to have ready that I'm not going to have ready by then. I've got a bunch of coins that I need to turn into shot kind of thing. Charles, I never noticed that it was lower in the beginning. I never noticed that before. Maybe a little bit, but it just seems like it's a lot now than it was. I don't know. Just seemed weird. SGT this Friday. Sorry, I'm a little behind. You had to get it fixed. I'm assuming that you have a electric furnace. Yeah, I still haven't pulled the trigger on electric. I'm still using gas. But I would like to get an electric furnace. That way I could sit out in the shed and we could just go live and hang out in the shed. I've been doing it on my deck. It's funny because like everybody was all, "Oh my God, you're doing that right next to your house." I'm like, man, I'm a professional. Can't you see all the safety gear I have on? It was pretty funny. You're so close to your house. I mean, even if it's spilled, it's just going to melt into the wood. It's not going to catch anything on fire. I have a full bucket of water sitting there. And actually, I have poured into wood before. It looks really cool. You get these like little dimples out of it. It looks pretty cool. I'm going to do some more of that soon. The problem is I broke my my router. I have a piece in it and I can't get it out. And that's for like an edge. You know, it's not like to get a hole down into something. And I got plenty of bits for that, which would work perfect, but I can't get the old bit out. And I don't know what to do. I've sprayed it. I've cranked on it. I just can't break it loose. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's one of those things where I used it. It broke. I got it fixed. Dude sends it back to me. I used it. And then a year later, I tried to get the bit out. And yeah, it's a Ryobi, so it's not the greatest anyway, but I need to get that thing loose. I even went out and bought extra stuff to break it loose, and it won't. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. It doesn't look rusted. SGT, yeah. There was I mean, a lot of stuff sold, and there was a few things that got bid on, but a lot of times something that was like 3 ounces, I put up for like 35 an ounce to start the bid, and somebody would bid, but then it wouldn't go from there. So I was almost thinking, man, should I just start it and fucking go? But I can't do it that low. Like I gotta be able to. I'm not even making money on the time right now. You know what I mean? Like it's more about the supplies and just everything that I've bought, all the money I've spent to do this in the shop. So it's going to be a while before I start to make any money. So I'm just trying to get to the point where I can break even. But it's about getting my art out there. It's not about making money. I'm not trying to get rich. Now in the future, I would love to be rich off of porn. That'd be awesome. But for now, it's just about getting the art out there. So I don't mind doing it cheap. Hopefully, once I get enough people. I had 20 to 30 people there all night, which was pretty cool. I was surprised. So yeah, it was a great turnout as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not complaining by any means. It was a good time. I made some money and I got my art out there, and that's what it was about. First and foremost, it's about getting stuff out there because before that I hadn't sold any pours. So it's about getting people interested and seeing what I'm doing, and that's why I do these lives every Tuesday and Thursday, trying to hang out with you guys so you can get to know me, and I can show you what I'm doing, and you can watch it being poured live. Earlier I was talking about I didn't know where this was. So that's what I poured, and it was a door handle. Or not a door handle, a drawer handle. Let's see how wide it was. I just kind of left it on there. It actually looks wider than that, but I'm going to stamp the circle. But that's what that crab was. And then I got another one. That's a shell. But look how wide that sucker is. I glued it so that sand wouldn't go down there. I got to take a knife to it and cut that off flat. But it's really easy when you get this out and you get it out, you can poke right through it with a stick and have a perfect pouring. What is that? I don't know what happened to that other. I forgot what I was talking about now. Let me get back to these comments for a minute. I gotta get off here soon. But it's awesome hanging out with you guys. Whenever I have people in here, I always hate to leave. Shoot, that auction, I think there were still 18 people hanging out at 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, man, I hate to go, but like I can't do it forever. And just having 10 people hanging out, man, it's fun. It means a lot to me that you're even here. So if you're giving me a minute of your time, I hate to leave you, but you know, the show must end at some point, I guess. If you haven't hit the like button, please, I would appreciate that. Terry's Wood Burning, what's up? Ganita, hello. Thanks for joining. Probably not going to go too much longer, but I've been going since about 3. Cyclonic says, where'd you get the nice anvil? That is an 11-pound anvil that I got from Amazon. I think it was only like $40. These things are expensive. You wouldn't think a hunk of metal would be so damn expensive, but when you get those big ones, it's crazy. It's like hundreds of dollars. Tabletop Quick Melt Pro. Is that the one that's stainless steel? Because that's the one I was thinking about getting. They're just so damn expensive. I think it was $700 for a cheap one. It was either 6 or 7 was the cheapest price I could find on them. You know what's funny? I sent to Auto. I talked about this before. I sent them a email telling them how I was going to get back into making YouTube videos. And that's when they were giving these furnaces out to everybody. And I was like, man, you want to send me a furnace? I would love to make videos with it. They were like, well, you don't have any content. You haven't posted in a year, so no. I was like, all right, well, that was the whole point. I was telling you I'm about to get going again. So they missed out because I'll never use their stuff now. I think that was just kind of, I don't know. And that's not true. I would still use it. But I'm not buying one. I want a better one. I'd give it an honest review, though, if you're watching to Auto. Wood pouring is cool, but the first few pop a lot, yeah. I never kept going into the same hole. I just did it once. But yeah. It definitely popped a little bit. Caught on fire too. Heat it up, that should break it loose from expanding and contracting. Man, I'm so far behind, I don't even know what we're talking about now. Make money on time. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. Making like $5 an hour. But it's not about the money, man. It's about the art. It's about the art right now. It'll have to be about the money at some point. I can't keep doing it for nothing forever. But, you know, $5 an hour, it's something, you know? It could be, if I took it to a coin shop, I'd be probably not even breaking even, so. It is what it is. But this auction, this Friday, and the next auction, I'm probably gonna start everything at 35 an ounce. I'm not gonna do anything much more than that. Now when I start, it's all prototypes too. Once I start getting those number ones, then it might have to jump up a little bit. It depends on the piece too and how long it takes me. I think I want to start trying to factor in the time for each piece and not just what it weighs. That's another thing I got to do eventually. Yeah, somebody was telling me they were going to send me some bismuth, Charles, if I ever get time. I like the fact that it doesn't have to be very hot to melt it, and I love how it makes those little like squared looking designs. Bismuth is really cool. But yeah, I forgot who it was. They said they would send me some whenever I'm ready to mess with it, but I didn't want to have them send it to me and then me not do it for months, you know what I mean? So I just was like, yeah, I'll let you know. Hobby Lobby? What stuff are you talking about, SGT? I'm so far back. Terry's wood burning, hello. I think I already said that. Godita, hello. Yeah, Charles, open torch. It takes a little practice. I suggest everybody that pours start with that though. Learning how the metal works. You know, kind of making sure everything's hot, making sure it's all the way melted down, being able to see it. When it's in a furnace, you don't really see what's going on. You can't like shake it around and move it and see that you have a couple hard pieces left. You know, you think it's melted, but it's not all the way melted. And then just learning the how it pours out, like your speed, just even that part of it. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And I don't know. I suggest everybody try with the cups first, and it's cheap. You can really get pouring for like $100. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money to pour. It's 700. Oh, so you do have that one? Yeah, they're not cheap. I like them though. I know that the components in it, they last a lot longer. So when they do break, and I know that you can just buy that, whatever it's called, the piece inside, the diode, or is that right? No, I might be wrong. Whatever it is that go bad on them, you just buy a new one and stick it in. It's really easy. So, yeah, I don't know. Seems like that'd be the way to go. They also tell you don't use them but so many hours in a day. And I know that if you go over that all the time, it'll burn it up eventually. All of them do that. Any kind of electric furnace will do that. I think it's like 5 or 6 hours a day. You shouldn't use it any more than that. Charles, you need to give me some resin prints. Man, I tell you, there is so many. There is so many resin prints out there that I think are awesome and how smooth they are. I mean, that's what these are, the gray ones. I saw somebody was using something. SGT, was that you? You got some. I thought I saw you do a video where your molds were clear. What is that? Is that just a clear plastic? I would imagine. I've never seen that before. Four? Wow. Cyclonic had 4 of those 2 autos. Did you use them for a long time though? I heard they burn up really quick. Like, I think those are like 4 or 5 hours. You don't want to do it more than that. You got to turn it off or they will burn up. You got some black resin? I have some black PLA. I got a bunch of different colors. That's pretty cool. I talked to my LCS and they were like, we're not into that. It just really depends on the store, man. Some people are into like the art of that stuff, and then other people were just like, it's spot, dude. It's spot. We're only gonna give you spot. They probably wouldn't even for that. They probably wouldn't even give me spot at this one coin shop. But you go to another coin shop and they'll pay for the art of it. So it really depends on the shop. So you're lucky. I would definitely continue to have a relationship with them. Maybe even if you got some spare money, go buy something from them and give them money. Because when you give them money, they're more willing to give you money. That's just my advice. But I'm sure you know. Doorknobs at Hobby Lobby. Okay. That's a good idea. I don't know if I've ever been to a Hobby Lobby. You know what's funny? You guys are talking about seeing. Every so often, my right eye, it feels like something's in it. And then it's like, I don't know if it's the TV downstairs. Because like it looks kind of blurry in just certain spots. And I'm like, how is my eye just getting blurry in certain spots? but then it'll feel like I kind of have an eyelash in my eye at the same time. But I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye like every other day. So I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it was just weird. I've had that happen a few times where it's like little spots of blurriness. And I was like, man, maybe it's the TV. Like, it was weird. Starting to go blind, and getting the shakes. Man, it sucks getting 40. Cool Coins and Notes, hello. How you doing? Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday I'll be live pouring if I can. It's raining today, so I'm not out there. Once I get an electric furnace, I might do some stuff in the shed. But yeah, I just kind of taking people through taking people through the process of what I do. Like I just bought one of these pitch bowls for stamping. Tried that out today. Never used it before, so it was a little bit of a learning experience. So, kind of try to get in there and take you guys along with me. So it's a learning experience for me, just like it is for you. Um, but yeah, most of it I've done before. But stamping, I've never been great at that. So I wanted to get something to kind of help with it with this. And turns out this isn't that great, but it's okay. But you can stick it down in there and it makes it flat. You heat it up and it makes it flat and it gets hard again so you can stamp. But I went a little overboard with the stamping on this one anyway. Kind of bent it a little bit. It's a thin piece. But yeah, that's pretty much what Tuesdays and Thursdays are about. On Friday, if you're interested in buying any pours, I'm gonna have an auction this Friday and next Friday. So stop by. I got a lot of coins I'm putting up for sale too. I got a lot of collector's pieces too that I'm trying to turn more into weight. I want to buy more shots. So a lot of the collector's pieces, I'm trying to sell those and turn them in to 100 ounces a shot eventually. So yeah, if you're into any of that stuff, I've got some really nice pieces, but they're expensive because they're low mintage, high premium, and I'm even letting them go for way cheaper than you can find anywhere else. But I still haven't had any bites on it, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna put them back up Friday again and see what happens. But yeah, that's the plan. What is happening here? I got something we could make. I have 20/10 vision in my right eye and 20/20 in my left eye, so I have really good vision. But my dad did too, and then he got old, and now he can't see and wears glasses. So I'm wondering if that's about to start. A silver note stand for my show. Yes, I'm gonna be Actually, obviously, it's not gonna be like this. I have some guitar stands that I made that hold coins, and I'm gonna be doing that in silver. I got a few of them, and I'm gonna cut the legs that stick out because it's two legs that stick out, and then there's a guitar that goes up, and you just sit your coin on that. But it's really thin. The guitar part's thin, so I'm gonna take a couple of them, cut the legs off, glue them together, so it'll be nice and thick, and it's gonna be awesome. So it's gonna be silver, and it's gonna be a guitar, and a coin stand. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. Definitely gonna make some of those. Oh, if you got something that okay, if you want to send something, that's cool. If it's something I can do, I'll do it. You might want to send me a picture of it first. My email is in every video. Just go down in the description. So you can send me email, like send me a picture of it so I know what we're working with, and I'll let you know. Some things are easier than others. Like when I'm pouring, it's kind of like a 2D kind of thing. I got to be able to get it from the top and bottom. It's not like You start getting into like 3D stuff where you have an arm sticking out straight. Obviously, coin stands aren't like that, but you know what I'm saying. It's got to be like kind of a 2D thing where I can get it on both sides with the sand. Man, sorry guys, I'm really behind on these freaking comments. Send you stand, yeah, that's cool. You've also never used it yet? Did you heat up the pitch? Yeah. Oh, you got someone haven't used it? All you gotta do is get a hair dryer. That's all I used was a hair dryer, and heated it up, and it worked fine. A heat gun would probably work better and faster, but it gets so hot you can't even really touch it anyway. So I think that worked out pretty good. I've seen people use torches too, but I didn't want to get soot on it. I didn't want to, I want to keep it as clean as possible. But you can take a torch and just kind of have it up so it's not directly on it. I'm sure that would work fine. You sell a lot of banknotes? That's cool. I might have a couple banknotes I might be putting up Friday. I had a $10 gold certificate. I wish I still had that. It wasn't in great shape, but I still have a couple horse blankets. A 1 and a 5, I think. 1921 or something like that. But they're beat up, but I'm not really into to holding on to currency. I got a bunch of fancy serial numbers too and star notes and things like that. If anybody's interested in that kind of stuff, let me know. I've got some really nice ones. I ended up selling a few of them. I had quite a few $100 binaries I sold, and they were all one number except it was 7 in a row except for one. Actually, both of them were the second number in, so they weren't necessarily in a row. But still, those are very hard to come by, and I should have sold them on eBay. I could have made so much money, and I sold them to a freaking coin shop. Not even a coin shop; it was a jewelry dealer that sold coins too. But he gave me a good, like a deal on everything. So I made a good amount of money, but for what I gave him, I should have held on to those. I should have said no and walked out. I was trying to make a deal. I needed the money, and kind of regretted doing that ever since. But yeah, I love notes. I just, don't have that many like I used to. But a lot of the stuff I have is things that I found when it comes to serial numbers. I got Rick a cat and some ladies that hold my coins. Just pour for the hobby, and if it sells, then great. But as soon as you start to pour to sell and don't sell, you can get discouraged, and that's definitely no bueno. I'm not discouraged because I went into this thinking that it's about the art. I'm not doing it for the money. So if that comes eventually, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna. That's why I have starting bids because I'm willing to let it go for that bid. But it would be nice if it went for more. But I'm not letting it discourage me because right now it's about getting art out there. You got to get your name out there before people start wanting to pay up. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm not going to let it discourage me. I could be making more, but hey, I could be making less. You know what I mean? I try to look at the glass half full in everything I do in life now. So that's where my head's at. Where's your head? I don't know. Weird songs always pop into my head. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to scare you. It's like the black one. Oh yeah. Well, if it's thin like this, I don't know how I could pour this, to be honest. It'd probably have to be missing like this extra ledge or something somehow. Just send me a picture of it. That one would be tough unless I did it in two pieces and like welded them together. And I do have some silver for that. Some like it's like 3/9 fine and it's on a roll so that I could weld stuff together. But I've never done that before, so that might be tough. But something like that, it'd probably be pretty easy to do because really I could have two pieces. I might even try that with this. Have one piece and another piece, and you pour them separately, put them together, and then have the line going right down in the middle of it, and just take the torch to it until it melts. That would probably work pretty easy. But like I said, I've never done it, so I can't promise anything. I'm still in my process of learning a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. I've been doing it for like 3 years, but it hasn't been every day, full time for 3 years. It's been kind of here and there kind of thing. But now I'm trying to do it every Tuesday and Thursday and more just to stay going with it. Trying to teach you guys what I'm learning too. That's cool, Charles. Sweet. Sweet. I just haven't worked on it yet. Too many toys. Not enough time and energy to play. I hear that. I got a shed full of tools that I never use. I was just thinking too, I need to get my chainsaws out and run those, make sure everything's running good. I'll tell you what though, I got a DeWalt 60-volt chainsaw. That is badass. It's better than, well, it's not better, but it's just as good as my gas-powered 16-inch. I can't remember what it is now. I don't think it's a steel. When did you get from Home Depot? Echo, I think is what it is. But it cuts just as fast as a gas-powered. It's crazy. It's 60 volt, and I have like 5 batteries. You can even get a 12 amp hour battery for the 60 volt stuff, man. And that thing by itself will last forever. You can cut so much with it. There I go down the rabbit hole again. Sorry. You mostly do world notes. That's cool. I've got some different country notes. I thought about throwing that up Friday because I got probably like 10 different notes and I don't know what they are. They're nothing. It's nothing expensive. I think I paid like $5 in somebody else's auction for half of them. Um, but yeah, I got a little bit of stuff like that. But that's cool. I don't really get into other countries' notes. I do like the Canadian notes. I got a Canadian $20 bill and it's got a hockey. I guess it's like an outdoor hockey rink. They're skating around. That's cool. I really like that a lot. I'm a pretty big hockey fan, so I saw that bill. I was like, oh, gotta get that. But that's just a regular 20 from Canada. Nothing special. Well, good luck, Cyclonic. I hope everything works out for you. Looks like we're both about the same boat, 3 years, and just now starting to sew. You've probably been doing it for a while, though. I'm literally like just starting. It was 2 weeks ago I did the auction, and I never sold anything before that. I sold some coins and that sort of thing. But pours, that's the first time. I've just been doing it forever. But the problem is I had like 200 and some ounces of pours that I've done and needed some new shot. So you can see this is all the shot I got left. And a sprue in there. That's not true. I have another one that's about up to where my finger is. But that's all the cool pieces that are like, from like 220 ounces, it's all the pieces I liked and put them in a separate thing. because it was going to be my collection of shot, but I'll probably end up going through that. You know, when you get like 3 or 4 pieces stuck together, or you'll get like one big old nugget, and you're like, man, those are cool. I always take them and put them into a separate thing. Just, I don't know. That's just my habit. But yeah, I'll probably end up melting that down eventually. You fell 26 foot out of a tree? Dang. Broke your back in 3 places? Were you on a ladder? I bought one of those, it's a set that you put on your boots, and you can climb up the tree with it. It's like spikes, so you can climb up the tree. I don't know if I got the balls to do that. I feel like if I'm going to go cut a limb down, I'm probably going to take my climbing stand for deer hunting, climb up the tree, tie myself off to it, and then cut the branch off. That's what I was thinking about doing at my house, because I got a few things I need to cut down, some limbs. But even that's like, should I do that? I don't know. I got a pole chainsaw too, but it doesn't reach so high. But you can see I could have fun. I could have fun for days out there. That's not my property necessarily. I can't just go cutting down other people's shit, but you know what I mean. Plenty of wood back there. Yeah, actually, Cyclonic, a lot of the COAs that I wrote up, a lot of them would say 2021. I started in 2020. That's not true. It was 2021. Because I started the channel in 2020, and then I started pouring about 6 months after I started the channel. Yeah, I think it was early 2021, like March or April, something like that. So yeah, I guess it has been about 3 years. I have to go back and look at the videos because I unboxed it. Time flies when you get old, man. You can't even remember. I can't remember yesterday, much less if it's 3 years or what. Damn, so you don't even want to see a chainsaw, huh? All right, Charles, I'm about to get off here too. I've been saying that for an hour and a half, but I do need to get off here. It's almost 6:30. Yep, I'll be 45 this June. Everything changed after 40, didn't it? Man. It's funny because, like, really everything started to change after 30, but it's kind of like denial about it. Like, nah, I'm good. And then you hit 40 and it's like, well, there's pretty much things that I can't do now. You know, when you're in your 30s, you can like, I can still do whatever. You know, I might be old at it, but I can still do it. I'm not going to go play professional football at 45 years old. So those dreams are over. Not that I have those dreams, I'm just saying. When you get older, you start to realize that stuff, and it's like, dang. Oh well, what are you going to do? Everybody gets old, unless you die young, and I'm really not trying to die young either, so, you know. You're on disability now? Dang, man, that sucks. You must have really hurt your back. Well, you broke it in 3 places. I'd imagine that it hurt. I'll tell you something that I did. This is my worst accident ever. Snowboarding. I cracked my tailbone and my rib and broke my collarbone all on the same day. That sucked. I didn't sleep for like 2 months. Couldn't get comfortable. Couldn't sit down. Couldn't lay down. It was terrible. The rib hurt the worst but healed the fastest. The tailbone hurt for years, and still my collarbone. It's been quite a few years now. I don't really feel my collarbone anymore, but even that lasted a while. I still got like a bump on my collarbone. You can see it. But man, your tailbone, your collarbone, and the opposite rib, yeah, it was, it sucked. But I can't imagine breaking my back in 3 places. You know what the mess part is, Cyclonic? The first fall was my collarbone, and because I had taken people with me, I tried to toughen it out. Like, it's all right. I just won't fall forward again. So I kept snowboarding. And then I kept falling on my ass because I was trying not to fall forward. I was like, no matter what I do, I can't fall forward. Like, I really broke my collarbone. So I went back up and tried to keep doing it. I think I did two more runs, and then eventually I just couldn't take it. I had to leave. But I don't even know how the rib happened. I really don't know how that hurt so bad. The collarbone, it must have been the same time I hit the collarbone, and the collarbone hurt so bad I never felt the rib. I don't know. But yeah, I kept falling on my ass, man, because I was trying not to fall forward. If I did fall, it was only like my third time snowboarding. So, but yeah, this woman stops right in front of me. She's got her camera in her hand. Like, I passed a kid, and she was trying to get down to take a picture of her kid coming down. Well, she stops right in front of me. I try to go one way. She goes the same way. I try to go the other way. She goes that way. I turn to go back again, clip my board, and land right on my collarbone and face. So that was, yeah. She's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No." What the hell is wrong with you? It would have been fine if you had just stayed still. We would have been good, but you had to go every way I went 3 times. Damn, that's hardcore. Got a broken back and go up on the roof with a walker. That's hardcore. You got a back brace on the roof. That's funny. Is anybody still here? Oh, we got 6 people still here. I appreciate you guys. Damn, 202 minutes live. Well, 203 now. That's awesome. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna probably get off here now. I haven't eaten anything today. I'm getting pretty hungry. But Thursday we'll pour something. Friday at 8 o'clock I want to go live and try to get rid of a few things and see what happens. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you don't mind hitting the like button when you get out of here, leave a comment. If you don't mind, when I end this, come back and leave a comment because it helps the algorithm. I would appreciate that. We got 18 likes. That's freaking awesome. Thank you guys. You guys really are amazing, and I appreciate all of you. Um, yeah, I'm always trying to tell some goofy stories. I think that's how we get to know each other, right? You know, if I want people to know the artist, so that's why I like doing these lives and just kind of shooting the shit and talking about whatever, because then you're getting to know me, right? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Stop by Friday if you don't see me Thursday, but I'll be here Thursday doing something one way or another, and then Friday at 8 o'clock when I go live, and then the following Friday I'll go live too. So if you don't make it this Friday, next Friday, I'll still have some pieces, and coins, and even bullion. So a little bit of everything, and yeah, that's really about it. I guess I need to make a video announcing that too. I need to do that next. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. But like I would say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.